I was first introduced to Rebecca through mutual friends. And so this friend of mine was having a small group reading and invited me to come along, so I did. My initial motivation to accept the invitation was sheer curiosity. I just wanted to, why not? Let's see what it's like. See what she does. Why not? It's such an interesting, until you get into it, it's so interesting to even hear about, and then you see her do it, and it's pretty amazing. Yeah, okay, so my experience with Rebecca was pretty startling because she really is very specific with who she's talking to. I mean, there's no way anyone knew the things that she was talking about other than myself and the person that has passed. It was really trippy and amazing. So I think the incredible part was there was two people that came across that, and I didn't know what to expect or who was going to come across or whatever, and it was pretty impressive. A grandfather came across, and a Jesuit priest that I was very close to, and it was terrific. And I think even so I subsequently did a couple more small group sessions because I was very intrigued by it. And the first time I met with her, she said, you should get something of your grandfather's. And so I did. I went and I got these kind of little medallions that he had, and I took them home with me. I got them from my father. So, and the next time we had a small group session, and she was going around the other 6, 7 people, whatever was there, and she came to me and she said, "Your grandfather is really happy that you got these, were they coins or medallions?" I mean, she just nailed it. And I was like, wow, no one knew about that other than my dad and myself. Well, certainly my spirituality has increased in a lot of ways because I do think a lot more about my spirit guides and the people that she talked about that are with me and trying to guide me. And so I would say every day, certainly, and more than once a day, I acknowledge that, and I think it's a beautiful thing to be able to think that there's something, to know that there's something besides myself and something in this world that's looking out for me. Well, I think one of the things that you don't realize is that whoever you're with in the small group, you develop a kinship. Because there's a lot of things that are pretty personal, but anyone that's going into a small group kind of understands that and kind of, I would say, lays their soul bare a bit, so that kind of vulnerability and kinship is there for anyone to have. It was really interesting actually to see, going from a small group, since I'd been to some of those, to see her go through 700 people. And I don't know how one keeps track of, this cousin and this uncle and this father and this mother and this. I don't know how she keeps track of it all, of all these different relations through a multitude of people. But it was impressive and really interesting to see on a larger scope. If you're thinking about attending a large audience, you should go for sure. Because it's interesting. If you've never been to one, absolutely you should go. It's amazing. You've never seen anything like it, and there's so many people that if you don't think it's real, go to one, then decide.